Yeah, you want one? Come on. Get up here. Get up there. Get up there. Good girl, Akasha. Okay, all done. No more sweets. Did you lose it? Let me see. Let me see. Get up there. Get up there. Akasha, let me see. Get up there. Get up there. Come on. Where did it go? Where did it go? Alright, I'll give you another one. Her treat flew off into the ether. Here we go. There you go. Good dogs. And she's still looking for it. Unbelievable, this one. Can't blame her, though. Hi, Akasha. There's no more food. I gave you all the treats you can have. What is up, friends? Yes, your baby. Come on. Get up there. Woo! No, you are not late. I just started. I started late. I started like 2 minutes ago, and I'm glad to be here. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm sorry I didn't do more promoting for this week's sprints, but I'm so excited to be doing them, especially because I am not only going to finish one of these 2 books that I've been reading for these sprints, All Things Under the Moon and Shards of Silence. I will be finishing one of these books, right? But in addition, I started another book on my trip to visit my godfather, Carlos. And it's this, and I'm already halfway through this book. This is my plane ticket. That's my bookmark. And I'm on page 190, which is known as chapter 10. So this might be the book that I finish during these sprints. I'm filming a vlog. It'll be the first Migrantathon reading vlog. And I'm very proud, very excited. I love that y'all are showing up to do these sprints with me every week, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm reading more first-generation immigrant authors than I ever have in my life. I'm reading with more intentionality. I am very excited about the stories that I've been consuming, because this book, these 2 books in particular, if I were not doing Migrantathon sprints, I would not be reading these. It would not have occurred to me to pick these up. I'm sure that I would have, but not at this time in my life and not with this much intention. And this book feels like the sister to this book, although All Things Under the Moon is about a Korean girl who is surviving Japanese occupied Korea. And then Four Treasures of the Sky is about a Chinese girl who is, her parents are taken by the government, and then she's sold to a brothel in the United States. And so the first half of the book is her traveling to the United States and like being kidnapped for a year. And then the second half is her working in the brothel, which she escapes from. And where I'm at in the story, she's just escaped from the brothel. It's so good. It is so freaking good. And a lot of the similar themes from All Things Under the Moon are in this text as well. Very, very good stuff. I'm quite pleased. Quite pleased. Hello, Melissa. How are you this beautiful, beautiful Sunday? Happy Suki Sunday, everybody. I hope y'all have had your water, because I have not. So this is my first water of the day. I woke up probably like 20 minutes. No, 20 is dramatic. Maybe like a half hour ago. My brother was walking the dogs, and I straightened up the house because I just got back from my trip 3 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and the house is still kind of in disarray. Looks a lot better now. But hey, Akasha. Akasha. Hello. Oh, who's a big girl? Yes, who's a big girl? Do you have a ball? You do. You do. Touch the ball. She's gonna be difficult, I can tell. Akasha, dame la pata. Yes! Oh wow, she touched the ball. Who's a good girl? There you go. Get it. Yes, who's a gentle girl? Who's a gentle girl? You can't see her, but Nookie Bear is down there. There's a cooling mat that I purchased, and she's laying on it. I think that means she likes it. Steve's going to be continuing with Sympathizer. I keep saving it for stream, but I should really read it in between because it's so good. Bro, that is how I have felt about All Things Under the Moon and Shards of Silence. I want to read these books not at times when I'm not doing streams for Migrantathon, but I feel like I'm cheating on this stream if I read these books outside of our stream. You know? Which is silly because if I just read them outside of the stream, I can get more books read and you can watch me read more books by immigrants. So I need to correct that. Julie, hello. I got to do homework today, unfortunately, but I'm glad to be here and I'm glad you're here as well, friend. It is so good to see you. My beautiful, beautiful Kara, what's up? What's up? What's up? How are you? I am so glad that you are here. It is amazing to see your face once again. Thank you for coming back for another round of weekly Migrantathon Reading Sprints. I will have y'all know I'm wearing something new. Okay? This is my first time wearing this shirt. All right? What do you think, Akasha? You like the shirt? Do I look good? Wag your tail if you like it. She likes it. Yeah, she likes the shirt. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you get your butt smacks. Yes, you do. You do. Uno, dos, tres, arapa. Oh, close. Arapa. Yeah, she did it and the crowd goes wild. Yes, you're going for the gold. Yes. Oh, psh. Rah. Okay, too much baking. Okay, I'm sorry. Too much baking. Yes, you are. Yes, you are baking. I love her. She's the best. She's the best. I also got new socks. I've become a crew sock person. So I've worked my whole life up to this moment. I hate wearing socks, bro. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. But I like the look of socks. So I'm working on it. All right, so let's do our first sprint. You're going to see me migrate to the back patio because it's hot as fuck and it's beautiful out. And I want to be outside with my dogs, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to migrate. Jane is going to start one day. Everyone will have always been against this. What? I think I'm missing context. If you're talking about like the politics of what's happening to immigrant peoples and people who are clocked as immigrants, even though they're not, 100% agree. Everybody is always going to have been against it and this, that, and the third. But if you're not talking about that, then I think I've missed context. Yeah, she's adorable. She's so cute on her cooling mat. She's like sliding on it sideways. Oh. Now we're here. Now I get you. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. That would make sense. Okay. So let's do a 45-minute sprint. As I've mentioned, you're completely fine. That makes total sense. I don't know why my brain didn't think, oh, it's a book. And then after we do our first sprint, since we're getting started a little late, I'm gonna open this box with y'all. It's a book. It's a book. What do you want, Akasha? Why are you standing over her? What do you want? Huh? You want some water? Are you thirsty? Come on. Right here. Come on. Get some water. Get your water. Yes, you are. Good girl. Yes, you are. Good girl. Yes. Good. Good. Go. Get ahead. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, there you go. Good. Okay, friends. So I say yes, Chuck baby. Yeah, why don't you take one? I'm gonna go on the patio and then I'll probably grab the other one. But you take one while we're getting settled. That would be nice. I'm surprised she actually got up the first time. Instead of pretending like she can't hear. Anouk likes to pretend that she can't hear often. It's really funny. Daniel, what's up, friends? It's midnight over here in China. Just wanted to pop in, sending my love to Akasha. Dog bongos are the best. Yeah. She actually really loves when I give her spanks. She loves. She seems kind of crabby today, so I won't give her too many spanks. Right? A little crabby. It's hot. It's super hot. So, yeah, puppy, you're such a good girl. Isn't she cute? I love you. Yeah, puppy, you're such a good girl. Okay, so I think I so want to read more of this book, but I feel like I haven't touched these books in a week and I need to get to that. So somebody do my math. What is 45 minutes from this minute while I figure out what I'm going to read first? It's like choosing between my children. Oh, and I have to do a vlog update. Man, I'm fucking up. Y'all. Yes, I have to do to the 11th mark. Okay. All right, cuties, let's read. We'll read until the 11th mark. I'm going to update my vlog and I'm going to get started on these books. Let's get it. friends. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. That marks the end of our first reading sprint of this week's Migrantathon Reading Sprints. Now I gotta see how far I read in that 45-minute chunk of time. So I read from page 139 to 174. I'm gonna start writing down how much I read in my sprints. Right. Okay. Can't use that paper. What about y'all? I'm trying to find something to use to write down my numbers. This has writing on it, but okay. So I read, what did I say? From 139 to 174. 175 actually. Okay, so let's see. 175 minus 139 is 36 pages. Okay, so sprint 1, 36 pages of shards of silence. And I've got this much of this book to go. So I want to continue with this for the next sprint, but I think for my next sprint, I'm going to switch a book. I'm going to switch it up. Akasha was truly, deeply doing everything in her power to sabotage the sprint, because we went outside on the patio and she was upset about how hot it was out there. So she came up to me and started like being like, hey, let's go inside. So I take her inside. Underneath my desk is my router. She likes to be under my desk because she thinks that she's this big. So she likes to squeeze under my desk so that she's at my feet, or she likes to squeeze between this chair and the wall. I still don't know how she fits back there. Like her body's made of paper. It's insane. She's the most flexible giant dog I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, while she was under my desk, she unplugged my router and the stream ended. So she really did decide the stream was about her. And now she's laying there beautifully. Right, Akasha? She's laying under the fan. She must be hot. Poor baby. Are you hot? Huh? Are you hot? The baby? Yeah, you are. You're a hot girl. You are. You hot? Yeah. The baby. The big girl. Yes, you are the baby. Oh, I know. I know. I got your ears. I got your ears. All right. What about you, cuties? How were your respective sprints? Read a chapter of The Sympathizer, which is 21 pages. That is an incredible achievement. Spent 10 minutes trying to trim my beard in a way that doesn't look stupid. I have never had to trim my beard. I can't imagine it's fun. Can't imagine it's a good time. It sounds very frustrating. I was doing some productivity activities. Yes. Showered, and now I will be reading The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter, a Black author from South America. I did not know that Evan Winters was from South America. That's so cool. I read Rage of Dragons, enjoyed it, did not read the second book. I still want to. So much slander about perfect baby Akasha, who has never done anything wrong in her life. Akasha, do you agree with that? Yeah? Are you baby? She's so cute. In 2 days, she gets brushed out I'm really excited to take her to the groomers. She deserves to get this excess fur off her. Poor baby. So cute. So cute. And then tomorrow I should find out if I got the job that I've been applying for. I had a virtual interview, and then I had a telephone interview, and then I had an in-person interview. So I am really hoping that they end up hiring me, but if not, that is absolutely okay as well. I'm going to be positive either way. But I am very pleased. Very pleased. Okay, I just checked my email and did not. Right. So Steve says getting to the third round of interviews is a great sign in itself. Whew. Thank you. Yes, I was very proud of that. I'm glad that my interview skills are still nice and sharp. They really enjoyed me. We had a fantastic conversation. I think they were pleased. Thank you. It would be a full-time position, which would be amazing. I'm getting the second job for the family, but I really want to be in a better financial position to help my godfather, Carlos. So if I get a full-time job on top of doing YouTube and working at the bar that I work at, I hope that it would be easier for us all to have the things that we need and want. I want everybody to be safe. My younger brother is moving from a full-time job to part-time so he can go to school, and I'm really proud of him. I'm so excited. So having stability and predictability is going to be really nice. This is the next book that I think I'm going to read. All Things Under the Moon. I'm not loving being in the heat. I'm not going to lie. So I might move to my bedroom where the AC is because I deserve. I deserve. And I did not eat yesterday, so I think I might make an egg also during this next sprint. I enjoyed Rage of Dragons. Kara asked how I felt about it. I really enjoyed the world building. I liked Tao, I think was the main character's name. I enjoyed how Tao was very devoted, very dedicated. And I liked the training scenes. I really enjoy training scenes in books and watching a character become a warrior. Very impressive. I thought that there was an unignorable amount of sexism in the book. I can ignore and excuse sexism, especially in fantasies written by men. It goes without saying. But it was to a level that I was like, okay, it's pulling me out of the story. So hopefully it doesn't bother you and you're able to enjoy the story. It's why I didn't read the second book, because I needed to build up some missing of that world in order to go back into it. So it's been at least 3 years at this point since I've read Rage of Dragons, which means I'm now ready to read the sequel. I'm like, okay, I'm curious to know how it ends. I was enjoying it, but I don't remember specifically what about. I remember some things that I thought were sexist, but the biggest thing I can't recall. So honestly, I'm just hoping that when I pick up book 2, it's not going to bug me. It's not going to be as much of an issue. I prefer to not have to critique a book if I don't have to. Contrary to popular belief, I enjoy liking things. I DNF Rage of Dragons very quickly due to the sexism and the queen screaming when her secret lover gets murdered. She's a queen. How can she not control her emotions better? Yeah. I was trying real hard to ignore it because I'm like, yo, high fantasy from a Black man. Absolutely. I want to read this. I want to support it. So I was trying real hard to ignore the sexism, making every excuse that I could. And I finally was just like, I don't need to love a fantasy by a man that bad. Like, it's not that serious, you know. Really was trying to give him every excuse that I could, but it just got to a point. That's my biggest issue with epic fantasy written by men. Lots of sexism that they are blind to. Yeah, very, very. But I'm also like, okay, hopefully he evolves. He takes this criticism, he evolves, he pulls it into future stories. Like, perhaps Rage of Dragons, perhaps that world is just doomed. But hopefully he will take these criticisms that readers have shared for his work and do better in future books, because I liked the writing, I loved the concept, I thought it was great. I loved the character work. There was so much about it that I really enjoyed. He actually, this series is on a video that I did where I talked about books that I love but I can't ethically recommend. So if you search out that series, you will find me talk about this book, and I will have more. That version of me will remember more of what specifically didn't work for me in the book. But like, yeah, it was a lot. He really tried. He did his best. He really did. He tried it. That's what brought me out of the world. The world's supposed to be a matriarchy, and yet the crazy amount of sexism is an assault. It was so wild. Like, there was one scene where I was really enjoying this female character. There was one scene where she's having a great time. She's having a wonderful time, good terms. The next chapter flips, and the opening line is like, X character screamed while the demons SA'd her in hell. I was like, is this the line that we needed? Like, it was very clearly a shock value, disturbing factor kind of thing. And if you're going to put SA in your books, it can't be for shock value for me personally. It doesn't work for me. I think that there are a lot of readers it does work for. I'm not the target audience. After that line, I was like, and then we had to read about that happening to this very sweet character. I was unsure what the purpose was outside of shock. And, no shame if you enjoy that sort of thing like that. Like, cool, good for you. Doesn't work for me. I need to be shocked by things that are not sexual violence. Like, any other way to shock me in a book, I'm cool with. But it's very overdone. It's very boring. Like, especially in a fantasy book where I'm expecting something different from my world, but you're going to bring the same exact thing from the present world into your fantasy. It's going to make me feel like I'm not reading a fantasy at all. So, that being said, he's not an author that I'm canceling, but he is an author that I definitely don't recommend. And I'm not about to be like screaming his praises from the heavens, but I am excited to read more of his books. I'm willing to read the sequel to Rage of Dragons, which I'm going to assume is just as sexist as its predecessor. And then I'm willing to read one other book outside of that world by him. And if that other book is also just rife with the same issues, that's an author that I'm going to have to just say goodbye to. Personally, it's not working for me, dog. Which could happen in a matriarchy, but it was just so egregious. No, it was very clear that he was going for like a Game of Thrones like fantasy where women have power but are still wildly oppressed. Like, it wasn't working for me. Jane, that's what brought me out of the world. The world is supposed to be a matriarchy, yet there's a crazy amount of sexism and assault. Yes, yeah. And it's like, it's very clear that he writes male characters well. And he's able to give the male characters traumatizing backstories that aren't SA. But when it comes to the female characters, her character development is like what demons did to her in hell. And that's like where she gets her fuerte from, like, it's not going to work for me, dog. I can't do it. There you go. I genuinely hope that you like it, because I was like, oh my God, I really, obviously I remember it. I still want to pick up the seat. You know how sometimes you pick up a book, you read book one, and then you just don't think about it ever again. But I do think about that book, and I am confident that like his writing can be better than what it was, you know. So who's messaging me? Oh, okay. So I think for my next, oh, that's right, we're gonna go in my bedroom for the next sprint. And I'm going to read All Things Under the Moon. This is an adult novel, and it's about a woman coming of age in Korea. And each phase of her life is very different from the last. So she is working in a tea house that's got some underground illicit activity happening, which is so cool. All right, so I am picking this back up on page 225. My bookmark just fell out. It says, "Don't mind me, just reading trash." Right? Great bookmark. Not a good bookmark for this book, because I don't think this book is trashy. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. So for sprint two, I'm starting on page 224. Let's see where we get to. 224. And then this book, ooh, I wonder if I can finish this on the sprint, because this book has $299, 300 pages, 80 pages. So, okay, I probably won't be able to finish it, but I bet I can get real close. Real close. All right, so this is a fantastic comment from Steve, who says it's pretty common, I think, that female characters get defined by their trauma and male characters get defined also by trauma inflicted on female characters. Fascinating. I need to branch out and find more Black male fantasy authors. Right now, my go-to is Tochi Onyebuchi and Sui Davies Okumbawa, but SDO doesn't write women very well. Very interesting comment. Y'all know I love me. I love me Sui Davies Okumbawa. So I love hearing this perspective. Before I add thoughts, have you read Ladarian Williams, who wrote Blood at the Root? I still have not read Blood at the Root, but Ladarian, I think I'm gonna love that book. So Ladarian Williams, I'm gonna give you that. And if I think of any other Black male fantasy authors, I will absolutely let you know. Tochi is amazing. He's incredible. And Julie says Sui Davies Okumbawa's female characters could use more development, more fleshing out, etc. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll let you know if I think of anybody else. All right. I say we get started with this Akasha bear. She's so hot, that poor baby. Can someone do my math for me? What is 45 minutes from now? And I'm gonna go turn on my AC in my room. I should have done that. Hey, Kasha! Hey, Kasha bear! You're such a good girl, yeah, you are. Oh, gosh, the baby. The baby. Oh, you like it when I rub your legs? You do. You like it. Let me get these. Yeah, get the legs. Oh, good girl. Oh, you want more? You do. You like it. Yeah, stretch the paw. Stretch the paw. She's such a good girl. I love her. All right. So Steve says that we're good until 17, so let's go to the 18-minute mark. Second sprint. Let's see if I can finish this book. Let's get it. Cuties. What's up, what's up, what's up, y'all? I'm back in Minneapolis. I got back 2 days ago, and it's good to be home. It feels amazing to be back with Akasha and Anook. I love seeing them. My brother and my neighbors took incredible care of them while I was gone. And now it is Sunday. Y'all know every Sunday I do two things. I honor my mother's life, and I also hold reading sprints called Migrantathon, where we read books by immigrants of color and indigenous people of color. Migrantathon sprints are currently underway as we speak. We're on our second sprint of this week's reading sprints. And I read 36 pages of Shards of Silence by Brian Lee Young. This is an author that I read and loved. He wrote Healer of the Water Monster. He is Diné, which is from the Navajo Nation, and I really, really love his writing. In this book, we're following a boy who is accepted into what's called Sagefield Academy. I feel like I have a hair on my lip. He's accepted into Sagefield Academy, which used to be a boarding school that his grandmother was held at back in the day. And his grandmother is terrified for him to go to this boarding school. She's absolutely terrified. And up until now, he doesn't really know why. So he's learning more about the history of boarding schools on his own while attending this modern day prep school. And it's still filled with racism in every crevice, but there's some, but he has like a great mentor as well. So I'm annotating this book as well for my Pango. I'm on page 175, and there is about 300 pages. So I'm 2/3 of the way done. For this sprint, I'm going to be reading All Things Under the Moon by Anne Y.K. Choi. I started this book for Migrantathon Sprints 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I anticipate finishing this book during these sprints. So I don't want to say too much about this because I'm supposed to be reading right now. I only have like 80 pages left, and I think I can finish this book no problem. But basically, we're following a girl who lives in Korea, Japanese occupied Korea in 1922. And you're following her as she comes of age. She gets married off, she flees from the marriage, she goes to the city, she runs away from home before getting married because she doesn't want to get married. Then she's living in the city, and currently she's working at a tea house, which is so cool. And the tea house is a front for some radical shit that's happening. And I'm not going to say anything more about that, but I love this book. I'm annotating it deeply, and this main character reminds me a lot of myself. So I'm going to keep reading this, and then I've got half or maybe even under half of Four Planes of the Sky. I think that's what it's called, the book that I have been reading that I started on this trip. I'm loving that book as well, but I'm going to give you an update on this before I talk about the other one. Oh my gosh, I did not mute. I'm so sorry, friends. Now I'm muting. Friends. Hello, friends. I've got 2 doggies here. There's one, here's another. And I made myself some eggs. They look delicious. I'm very pleased. How were your reading sprints? As far as I go, I read to page 250. Where did I start? I think the paper where I wrote is out there, so I gotta go grab it. Hopefully a Nook does not eat my food while I'm gone. Right, Nookie? Lakasha, who's a good girl? Yeah, Lakasha beer. Lakasha. Okay. 224. I started these sprints on page 224. I read to page 250. So let's see. 250 minus 16 pages doesn't seem right because I feel like I read more than 16. 26 pages is what I read. So thus far on these sprints, I have read 26 plus 36, 56 pages. 26 pages of All Things Under the Moon. Okay, and then for this next sprint, while I'm eating my delicious eggs that I made, I am going to be reading 4 Treasures of the Sky. In my reading update, I called it 4 Planes of the Sky, but it's 4 Treasures of the Sky. Whew. What about y'all, though? How did your reading sprints go? I apologize for the interruption while I was unmuted. I filmed a vlog update, so you guys got behind the scenes vlog update. Let's try this. I just seasoned it with, I make my eggs with honey, mozzarella, salt and pepper. That's delicious. It's so good. If you're not making your eggs with honey, what are you doing? They're so good. You can borrow a dog anytime. I'm sure Anouk would love. Anouk loves making new friends. Not her laying down. She's like, hey, I don't know about going all the way to England. You are making good progress, my friend, in The Sympathizer, because that's a difficult book to get through. I still have my copy. I know it sounds weird. Basically what you do is you get your pan hot and you drizzle honey directly into the pan. Then you add cheese on top of the honey so it makes a crust, and then you crack 2 eggs on top of that crust. And if you fold it over, it makes the most delicious cheesy omelet. I turned it into scrambled eggs, but it's a great way to make an omelet without butter and without having to actually scramble your eggs. It's amazing. It's something I learned from Instagram. It's called like 2 ingredient honey mozzarella eggs. Yeah, bro, like it will change your life. It takes no time at all to make them. And then I crack seasonings on top of them.
It is so good. If you were gonna add like spinach and garlic, oh my god. I'm obsessed with them. It's one of my favorite hacks. I also, when I first saw it, I was like, that sounds really weird. But the Instagram tutorial I saw was so easy and accessible, and it worked out great. I really hope that they love them. I'm gonna give a Nook a piece back. That's my plates. Merry Christmas. Don't say I didn't do anything for you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it looks like this is gonna be our last sprint for this. Okay, so now I'm kind of like, okay, instead, I don't think I'm gonna switch books. I want to switch to Four Treasures of the Sky, but I want to finish a book during this stream. So I'm on page 250, and I have 50 pages to go. So I'm gonna do my absolute best to finish this book. Is it gonna happen? We'll see. But I don't have to cook, and I don't have to location change or film an update. So I might be able to get it done. So good. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we'll do our final sprint. We'll sprint until the hour mark. We'll go right up to when Suki Sunday begins. And we will see if I can read this in a half hour. If I can read 50 pages in 30 minutes. We'll see. We'll see. All right, cuties. Break for our final sprint. I'm going to try and finish All Things Under the Moon. friends. Part 4. Wow. Incredible. Dear friends, I did not finish the book, but I did start the final part of this book, which is part 4, The Village. Very, very excited. So I've got 20 pages left. I have less than 20 pages left of this book, which is incredible. And now it is time for me to start Suki Sunday, where I watch 3 episodes of Supernatural in honor of my mother with my wonderful patrons. What about y'all? How did your respective reading sprints go? As far as me, did I write down where I was starting from? I think 224. So I read from 224 to 282. That's like 60 pages, right? That doesn't seem right. I feel like I didn't read 60 pages. But I read at least 110 pages during these reading sprints, I think. 100 pages, so that's pretty impressive. Another incredible Migrantathon Reading Sprints session. I'm so mad I didn't finish this, but I am going to finish it tonight, like, come hell or high water. I didn't get a whole lot done, but I did get part of my paper done. I know that's right, Jolie. Yes. And then Z came through. What's good, Z? I'm so glad that you are here. It is phenomenal to have you. Steve said almost another chapter of The Sympathizer. 26 pages read. Amazing. I'll finish the chapter after the stream. My stream went well. Akasha insisted on being on the bed at one point during the stream, and then she laid on my book, and whenever I was trying to read the book, she would keep laying on it. And then I tried to let her out of the room. She didn't want that. So I just think she wanted some attention. And now it's time for them to EAT, because they eat at 2 p.m. Y'all read 58 pages. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, so like 110 pages total during these. Wow. Hey, 6'9". We love. She's so cute. She's such a cutie. She's in the closet, laying down. Now that the sprints are over, she's very peaceful. Shocking. So I'm gonna feed her. I'll start Suki Sunday, and man, I want to finish this book so bad. I want to finish it so badly. If y'all are not reading this, don't have it on your TBR, please do. You get to learn more about Japanese's occupation of. You get to learn more about Japan's occupation of Korea. I did not know very much about that topic at all, and I really appreciated that. It's set in the 1920s, and it is a slice of life story. So I think even if it's not your typical story, it might be a good palate cleanser. It is phenomenal. Wonderful work. I'm very grateful for Migrantathon for putting this book in my path. Like, it's insane because I was looking for a book to read that qualified for Migrantathon, and then I came across this on a walk with one of the dogs, and it was just being given away for free. So it felt very intentional. Phoebe has read 7% of Unbuilding Walls, hoping to finish it today. I'm ramping up finishing stuff for my library summer reading program. That is incredible. I love that. I love that it's so good to support one's library. I used to be a very, very involved library supporter, so hopefully one day I will return to that. I've been focusing a lot on books that are in my house, but I do miss utilizing the library quite a bit. So I think I'm going to move on with my Sunday, although I want to stay and do like 2 more sprints with y'all. I swear. But I'm going to continue on with Suki's Supernatural Sunday. Thank you. And I will let y'all know what I think of this. Hopefully there will be a vlog out about these books before next Sunday, so I can start this next Sunday with new books. We'll see. Thank you for coming to another Migrantathon week. I really appreciate y'all. I'm excited to be filming the first Migrantathon reading vlog right now. I'm hoping, like I said, to have that up in the next couple days sort of vibe, at least for patrons, and then publishing it for broader YouTube this week. Julie says, thanks for sprints. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you, thank you. This was a beautiful way to start my day. I woke up late, but I got to do something that I really believe in with some of my favorite people on the internet, and I really appreciate y'all coming and sharing this space with me. It's deeply, deeply appreciated. Thank you for putting up with the dog interruptions, Akasha unplugging the router, just all of the wildness that it was a part of the stream. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you next week.